Hi everyone, masofdas here, and I'm doing my Game of the Year awards for 2018. All these games released in 2018. There is a few caveats, which I'll get to when I get to those games. These games are in an alphabetical order apart from the overall Game of the Year. So the first game is Detroit Become Human. This is obviously released on PS4, exclusive to obviously the PlayStation. Really good game. I think it gets a bit sticks. Obviously the behind stuff scenes stuff happening at Quantic Dream. Obviously it's David Cage, so everyone's a bit iffy with that. But yeah, it's actually a really good game, and it's the first one on this list. Obviously beginning with D. So we'll move on to the very next game. The next game is Donut County. This again came to PS4 this year. It was a time exclusive. It's now on Switch. I think this is the ideal on Switch, just how it's rather short, quick levels and stuff, pick up and play. I would say that's the ideal platform to play on. It's also on Xbox One. It's mostly X enhanced and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it's a really good puzzle game. That's really simple mechanic. You just move this hole, you suck things in the hole, which you can see in this bit of gameplay. Really well. Recommend this one. Next is a mobile game. I don't really play mobile games that much, so for me to even play one, you know it has to be good, and that's Florence. And this obviously it might came out last year on iOS and this year on Android, but not a huge gap. I'm surprised there hasn't actually been a Switch port, because there is a few mobile games going over through obviously mobile to Switch, but really good. It is only about 20 minutes to half an hour long, but it's well worth playing if you can. Next up, this also wins like my best Xbox game. It is exclusive to Xbox and obviously on PC as well, and that's Forza Horizon 4. I'm not a big racing fan. I'm not really good at them, but this game rewards you even if you're not good. You can come 8th in the race. You can like how you drive. You do dress. You get some overtakes, near misses. You still get rewarded. Still move up your rank. I think I've played it for like over 40 hours, which again is really surprising because I'm not a huge racing fan. Like my favourites are like Crash Team Racing and stuff, which are obviously way more arcadey and kart based compared to this. But if you have an Xbox or PC, it's also on Game Pass, which I believe you can use on PC now. You do need to play this game, and it's set in Britain, which is cool as well. Next up is quite a recent title, and this is on Switch and PC. So this would sort of, going back to Forza, this would be my Switch Game of the Year, which again, we've had Smash and stuff this year. I only just really got Smash. I'm not a big Smash fan, but this is Gris. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced from how Google Translate calls it, because Gris is Spanish for grey, and this game is, you start off with grey, you add colours to the world and sound and stuff like that. It's got a sublime soundtrack. I like tweeted the devs of Nomad or something like that, and like they need to get hold of like I Am 8-Bit or Fangamer and stuff and do a vinyl or something for this, because that would be absolutely amazing. Really well recommend it. This one almost didn't actually make this list. I can't remember what I've replaced it with what was originally in, but I played this yesterday. I just picked up a PSVR again for Christmas. Obviously, if you've seen my channel for a long time, I used to enter the PlayStation VR. We'll mostly do some more VR content. I know a few people are looking at picking it up. I was tempted to like stream this and stuff, but it's a game that's been out for a while. Came out in February this year, and it is fantastic. I think one of the big issues from this year is this is like a 3D platformer puzzle game, which you view the character and play the character of Quill. Adorable, great soundtrack as well. And Astrobot came this year, which is more of a proper 3D platformer. But again, you're the character looking at the little Astrobot character, and that's been like, it won Best VR and AR game, Game Awards. It's the game, computer game shows, Game of the Year, for instance, and stuff like that. So I think people forgot about this. If I played Astrobot, which I haven't yet, then maybe this wouldn't have made my list. And I obviously only just played it, so it's fresh in memory again why it may have made my list. But it was something that tempted me to get back into VR, and it's like one of like the big 3 or 4 VR titles that pushed me over the edge to get it. So I think due to it being something like that that wanted me to get the VR, and being as good as it is, it really showed that the VR experience was worth getting back into. Another game that came out technically last year, well, it was all last year now because it's 2019, but late 2017 on like PS4 and stuff, or even like PC, and then it came to Switch really early, so like, I don't know, February for Switch, so it's like 2 months difference. And that's Night in the Woods, really good story driven adventure game, similar in vein of like the old classic LucasArts games, but less puzzle elements, and I guess Helltown like Life is Strange elements as well. Like, it's mainly about the story, but it stands on its own, two legs, Switch, so to speak. Great soundtrack. A lot of these games do have great translations, which is quite surprising because I'm not a huge video game music person, but they all seem to have, I don't know, it's just something about them. But yeah, really worth playing if you can. Maybe wait to Halloween because there's Halloween themed level thing. I'm not just about the indies, and this is actually a AAA game, and that's Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This came out basically the same time as Spider-Man, and which overshadowed this, no pun intended. And this sort of, like I said, got overlooked, and it's just more of the same, which is a strange thing to say, because the Tomb Raider games, like the reboot Tomb Raider trilogy, are really good. I know they're sort of trying to be a bit like Uncharted, and then they're even like darker and how Lara plays and stuff. But if it's not broke, why try to fix it? And it's only the third game. This is not like the reboot 6th or 7th game, and you've not changed it, which obviously means being a problem with some franchise and stuff. So this is more. I don't know if there's more here just to go mention it that it is good, because out of the AAA games and stuff, I do think I enjoyed this the most out of things like Spider-Man, Red Dead, etc. And we shall also see a hint of what else is not on this list. I have played them. Again, leave in the comments if there's anything I've missed or you think should be on the list, or anything I might enjoy based on these games. But anyway, moving on to the next game. And that's Subsurface Circle by Mike Biffle. Again, a game that was late on PC. I think it might have been like August or September, and then came to Switch quite early in the year. May have been the end of February, start of March. I know it was before like the Switch's first anniversary, because I voted in a forum thing about Switch's best games first year, which I had this on there, and this is really good. It's a really simple premise. You're basically this robot talking to another robot, trying to figure things out, and it's all done with all these texts, but so well written. And it's quite short. It's only maybe 2 hours. There is like a sort of sequel, Quarantine Circle, which is also on Switch and PC. Not played yet. I do own it. And I really like what Biffle's doing, these short experiences, which you can get out quite often, well written, really well written. Yeah, it's really worth playing if you can. This is not the final game, and this is not the game of the year, because if you kept track, this is the 10th game to appear on this list. This is like my special remaster, remake, reimagining award, which there is a few. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee, which are just reimagining sort of yellow, blue, red and green, mainly yellow. And then obviously there's other remasters, like this Red Faction game that's called Remastered or something like that, came out this year. But the clear winner is Shadow of the Colossus. Obviously it's more of a remake, this. Not in the same way as the Resident Evil remake, it is very close to the original. But when the original is one of the best games ever made, it's hard to, not make a mention of this. And this might sound bad for the year of 2018 in video games. If I was just going for any games released, so Firewatch came out a few weeks ago. Not Firewatch, Firewatch. On like Switch, like 2 or 3 years old, and actually just gone for the best games that came out in 2018 that aren't new. This would most probably be it. Because again, it's one of the best games ever made. So, if you've got a PS4, you need to play this. If you can't, if you've got a PS3 or PS2 kicking about and you've never played it, you really need to play this, as it's absolutely fantastic. But I'm going to move on to the actual game of the year, next, and you may have guessed what that is. And my game of the year is, and my PlayStation 4 game of the year is, God of War. This is an absolutely fantastic game. A game I was thinking about yesterday was The Last of Us. I've seen someone else game of the year and they brought that up. I don't really like the gameplay on Last of Us, but I really like the story. God of War marries both. The gameplay is fantastic, the story is fantastic. So's the voice acting by Christopher Judge, Kratos, even the guy that plays Boy. All great. The soundtrack's good, the camera works, cinematics. It may not even just be one of the best games of 2018, it might be one of the best games of this generation. Talking about this generation, I plan to do, seeing the Xbox One and PS4 5 years old now, and obviously talks about next gen consoles from both those companies. I plan to do like a top 10 of games on the system, and this is going to be way up there on the PS4 list, as it is that good. If you haven't played it, out of all these games, some of these are quite short, indies, cheap to buy, pick up and play. But if you could play one game on this list, this is the game that you need to play, as it's that good. But anyway, I've been masofdas. Leave in the comments, like I said, where I'm doing Tomb Raider a bit. If there's any games you think I would like based on my list, or should be on this list, or what's yours, please leave in the comments. And I'll see you again.